Hi, so this week is about foundations. The reason I've done this column is that I have never ever known a season with so many new foundation launches. It's unbelievable. I think there are more foundations launched this season than I have ever known any type of product launch in one season. It's amazing. And there are so many good ones. I just really wanted to talk to you about them. Just at the top, I should tell you that I'm not going to demonstrate how to colour match your foundation, and I'm not going to demonstrate how to put on your foundation. The reason is that there's a really long, comprehensive video about foundations that I did last year that absolutely still applies in terms of technique. I use loads of different formulations, different technique of application, the order you should put things on, you name it, it's all there. So if you just search the archive for Sali Hughes and foundation, you'll get last year's video. It's so long, I would just be repeating myself, and really everything you need to know about application is there. What I want to talk to you today about are the new foundations that have come out. The best place for me to start is with Yves Saint Laurent Tinted Touche Éclat. Now, I had not expected to like this foundation because I'm not a fan of Touche Éclat, and I know everybody loves it, but I don't. I find it too pink. There are other light reflecting pens I prefer. This new foundation is obviously part of the Touche Éclat family, the sort of, luminizing, brightening type of effect that people love Touche Éclat for. And I have to say, I absolutely love it. I love it. First of all, it comes in a massive colour range for a new foundation launch. Generally, when new foundations come out, they come out in about 12 colours. Touche Éclat has come out in 16. There are even more planned. It's going to go much darker. It's gone quite dark already, which is also rare and pleasing. But they're going to go even broader after a while. And what I love about it is they've categorised the colours into 3 colour families. So beige, which is like a very neutral yellow-toned colour family. When I say beige, it goes right up to kind of chocolatey brown, right from very, very pale. They've done beige rosé, which are all kind of pinky-toned foundations, people with pinky-toned skin. I'm not a fan of them. I don't like pink foundation, but nonetheless, if you do, they're there. And Beige Dore, which is a very kind of yellowy, golden set of foundations, which I really like beige and Beige Dore. They're really lovely colours. So you can choose your colour family, and then within that, you have a selection of colours. So this is Tinted Touche Éclat. I've been using it loads. I've been recommending it loads. I've used it on brides. I've used it on friends. It's fabulous. What I love about it, one of the things I love about it, is it does exactly what you would want the franchise of Touche Éclat to do. So it brightens, it makes your skin really moist and luminous, but without being greasy, without looking shiny and greasy. But what I really love about it is it feels like a serum. It's sort of like a gel-like serum feeling. It's really runny, which I really like in a foundation, which means that it just spreads and blends over the face really, really easily. And I really like it applied with a brush, because it doesn't leave brush marks. It just sort of melts into the skin. Honestly, it's just a lovely foundation. I massively, massively recommend it. It takes quite a lot for me to stray from my favourite foundation, which is by Suku. But I have found that I've been using Touche Éclat quite regularly in between using the Suku. It's gorgeous, and it's £30, which is half the price of Suku. So, it's a bit more of a sensible option money-wise. My feelings on foundations, just to recap, is generally I do think you need to spend money on a foundation. I think the more expensive ones tend to be finer in texture, they tend to look more natural. The colours tend to be nicer, i.e. yellower, and more true to skin colour. They tend to go darker for ethnic skins and so on. Which I think is massively important. If you have darker skin and you can't find a foundation in a certain brand, my advice is to just boycott that brand. The only way things will change is if people don't buy the lipstick and whatever. If they don't cater for you, don't give them your money. There are other brands that do, Bobbi Brown being one, MAC being another, Armani and so on. Anyway, so, God, there are so many new ones, I almost don't know where to start. They're kind of in categories. I'm going to start firstly with one that isn't strictly a foundation because it sort of stands on its own, but I still really want to tell you about it. Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, of which I am a huge fan. It's absolutely amazing. She has done a new formula for her tinted moisturizer along with the 3 classics that she already has, and it's a solid tinted moisturizer, and you can put it on with a sponge, which they supply, but I sort of don't think it works so well, or your fingers, which do work well, or a brush, which is what I've been using. And it's literally a solid tinted moisturizer. But the reason I've put it in this video is because, unlike other tinted moisturizers, Laura Mercier's tinted moisturizers give really nice coverage. They will even out your skin tone, they will cover things up to a degree, as long as it's not like, you know, a major zinger of a spot. They will even things out. And it's just a lovely texture. It's kind of, it's waxy, but it's not greasy. It goes on very, very nicely. It doesn't leave sponge marks, brush marks, and so on. And it comes in the exact same colours as the classic formulation. So if you're a nude in classic tinted moisturiser, you'll be a nude in this, as I am. Lovely, lovely product. It comes with a sponge underneath, which I probably can't release. There you go. Comes with a sponge underneath. You can use that. I'm not a big fan of the sponge, just because I think sponges, when it comes to foundation, just soak up all the foundation you use, end up wasting a load because it ends up in the sponge and not on your face. I prefer fingers or a brush, but nonetheless, fabulous product, love it. That's coming very soon. Dolce & Gabbana, obviously known for their beautiful clothes, known for their beautiful lingerie, often overlooked for their beauty. They've really, really upped their game. I think the beauty has become very well thought out, really nicely formulated. And their new foundation is called Perfect Luminous Liquid Foundation. It's lovely. It's really, really nice. Again, like the Teinte Touche Éclat, it's very much, you know, it has light reflecting particles in, perfect for women who feel they've lost some vibrancy from their skin and they want to combat dullness and so on. Works really, really well for that. Goes on, again, just the formulation is so silky, goes on so easily. Lovely range of colours, beautiful bottle. And I also found with this, when I was testing it, that it stayed on very well. Quite often with liquid foundation, especially the luminising ones, they're great, but you sort of need to touch up with powder to keep them looking sort of uniform, and this didn't. It really stayed put. And I like a glass bottle with a pump dispenser, and that has it. Nice yellowy colours. Look, I've just put that over existing makeup and it still looks good. Great, and also really nice and moist as well. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for oily skins, but anything after that, normal, dry, very dry. Lovely, feels very pampering on the skin. Big fan of that one. Another really big news story is Liz Earle, skincare guru who launched her makeup earlier on this year, and I did a whole column on it because I thought it was so great, has brought in the next phase of her makeup range, which includes her very first foundation. So obviously this has been quite hotly anticipated. I wasn't sure I'd like it because I didn't like her tinted moisturiser. I love the whole Liz Earle range except for the tinted moisturiser, not a big fan. But the foundation is lovely. Again, not too expensive, really nicely thought out, nice packaging, nice colours. The colour range is going to get bigger, but I mean, that's obviously my colour there. Again, really silky. Lots and lots of natural ingredients. They've really kind of cut down on the nasties, no silicones and so on. And it just goes on so nicely, really, really velvety. I mean, look, again, I'm putting it over a powdered face. Lovely yellowy colours. It's actually been devised by a makeup artist called Jane Bradley, and I think they've done a really good job with it. You know, not stupid money. And again, quite lasting, really moisturising. Liz Earle herself has dry skin and eczema, and I think if that's you, you really won't be disappointed. Very, very, very creamy, and it gives good coverage, like a medium coverage. Stila, who thank goodness are back, have been back for about a year now, having stopped a few years ago, have this new foundation, which is a really nifty idea. It's called Stay All Day Foundation, Concealer and Brush Kit, and everything you need is in there. You've got a really nice quality foundation brush, and then the package is really smart. So you have your foundation in there, really, really stays put as well, and then in the lid of your foundation you have a concealer. So and you have a brush, and that brush is small enough to put on either foundation or concealer. So everything is there for you, really good for travel and so on. It's a really nice foundation. The brush is here, look. So you could just use the tips of it for concealer and then use it all over for face. Really good kind of travel option. Or if you're somebody who goes to the gym and likes to keep a separate makeup bag for after you get out of the gym and put your makeup back on, it's great. Smashbox. I love Smashbox. You're going to be seeing big changes in Smashbox in the coming months. They're changing stock here, so they've got loads of new products out. It's quite an exciting brand, I think, quite an exciting time for Smashbox. I mean, I love it anyway, but they'll have a lot going on. This is their new foundation, Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Foundation. It's really, really good if you've got oily skin or you have a very active lifestyle, or maybe you're going through the menopause and you have hot flashes and so on. God, I'm going to end up with completely stained hands. The colours are great. Smashbox are very good at skin tone colours, I think. Very flattering colours. And unlike lots of long-wearing foundations, it's movable. It doesn't just kind of, you don't have to drag it across your face. It's got a really nice kind of fluidity to it, and you can really sort of rub it into your skin very easily. What else? Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. I'm always moaning about cheap foundations, but the best cheap foundation I've used in years is Revlon Photo Ready. I say cheap, it's like, I think it's about 12 quid or something, you know, it's not pennies, but really, really great. I went for the launch of this with a kind of heavy heart thinking, oh, not another cheap foundation, but it's very, very good for the money. Lovely colours, really good colour range, very silky and soft. Good coverage and good for everyone. You could put it on a 60-year-old woman or a 16-year-old girl. Not that a 16-year-old girl would necessarily need foundation, but you could really put it on any skin type and it would be flattering and creamy. It doesn't cause you to break out. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of Bobbi Brown's. If a woman ever says to me, I can't find my colour, I send her to Bobbi Brown, because Bobbi Brown, I think, caters for more skin tones than anyone else and is really known for her foundations. She has her first new foundation out for ages, which is out this month, September that is. Long Wear Even Finish Foundation SPF 15, so it has sunscreen in it and it's exactly what it claims to be. It stays on for ages and it's an extension of Bobbi's Long Wear range, which is obviously designed to stay on for a very long time. And again, I'm so surprised for this season, for the first time, I'm just seeing loads of long-lasting oil-free foundations that move on the skin when you put them on, that feel creamy, that feel moisturising, that don't feel sort of dry and cakey on the skin, which was always the problem, I think, with long wear and oil-free. But this, typically for Bobbi Brown, is just, it's lovely. It's really, really fluid. And it's got great coverage, that's the other thing. It's got really great coverage, but without that sort of caked in dryness to it. It's lovely. I really think it's going to be a big hit. Great colour range, as Bobbi always does. Won't put that on my face because it's the wrong colour for me. But you would definitely find your colour at Bobbi Brown. There is a whole new category in foundations, mineral foundations. For years and years, there was that one mineral foundation that everybody loved from Bare Essentials, and it's fabulous. People totally love it, but I think the other brands have got wise to it, and everybody's now launching mineral foundations when there were only maybe a handful before. My favourites are Neal's Yard, which I put in the column. Just lovely, largely organic, no parabens, really, really nice, fine milled mineral powder foundation that you just buff on with a brush. Stays on really well. It's got no nasties in it, so if you're someone with sensitive skin, I would really consider taking on a mineral foundation because they tend to irritate less than anything else. In fact, I don't think I know anybody who's ever been irritated by mineral foundation. And a mineral powder foundation, they're so pure, they're so kind of finely milled, and they're so free of horrible, nasty things and dyes and so on, that in theory, you can sleep in them and they won't cause any damage to your skin, which I certainly wouldn't recommend with a traditional foundation. But there are so many more than the Neal's Yard one. I thought this was very interesting. Clarins have launched a mineral foundation, which is quite interesting for such a kind of mainstream brand. Works exactly the same way as their minerals do. But obviously just a really like fancy package from Clarins. You've got this beautiful bottle and then you've got a brush inside. Lovely colours. This one's nude, which I really like because it's really yellow. And same principle, you tap into the tops, you shake it a bit. you load up the brush and then you buff over your face. So it's different from putting on a powder. You're working it into the skin. Lovely. This colour nude is great if you're kind of roughly my skin tone. It's a really, really nice colour. Really lovely design, and also it looks heavy and expensive, but actually it's quite light enough to travel about in, and everything's there in your box ready to use. But there are also some liquid mineral foundations that I wanted to talk about, because these are a lot more rare. We've now got quite a few powder foundations, but liquids we've seen less of from the mineral category. This is lovely. This is by Inika, and it's a pure mineral foundation, but it's a liquid. So if you like the feel of a liquid foundation, this is, but you know, you're easily irritated by the mainstream ones, this is a really good one for you to try. It's really thick, it's got brilliant coverage, so if you're somebody with maybe lots of pigmentation marks and so on, honestly give this a try. It's got really, really good coverage. It's extremely creamy, extremely gentle on the skin, smells lovely, it smells like essential oils. It's, you know, it's a beautiful foundation. It's available in kind of salons and very kind of niche stores, but they're also available online, so do look it up. Great. They also do a powder version, but I thought the liquid was just kind of a really exciting development. It doesn't feel like a mineral foundation. I also think that mineral foundations sometimes can leave the skin looking a bit dull, a bit flat, and that doesn't apply here. This one, Natio, some people say Natio, I think it's Natio, is sold in House of Fraser and possibly Debenhams, I think. And again, they've done a liquid mineral foundation, and they're so not stupid money as well. They're a really nice price, and as you can see, they've kept costs down on the packaging. Lovely silky feel, particularly good I found on dry skin, more mature skin, really kind of comforting feel. Shiseido are known for kind of quite swanky skincare properties in their makeup. You know, they're really at the forefront of science and technology in cosmetics. And this new one, Radiant Lifting Foundation, SPF 15, it's got a nice sunscreen in there. I mean, these days, most foundations have a sunscreen in, so, but do check if they protect against UVA and UVB, because if they don't protect against both, you need something underneath, like a sunblock or a moisturizer with both. And this just gives a tightening, sort of tautening effect. This is completely the wrong colour, so I can't show you on my face. And really, really creamy and tightening, so great for older skin, really brilliant if your skin is the kind of 45 plus. The one thing I would say about Shiseido, disappointingly, is because Shiseido is a Japanese brand and so huge in Japan, in common with lots of Japanese brands, it just doesn't go dark enough to cater for the large kind of ethnic population of Britain. It's annoying. They only make foundations that will suit somebody of Eastern Asian origin or European origin. It's annoying, but if you fall into those camps, yes, by all means look, but they never go dark enough, which is a bit annoying, but the formulations are beautiful. Suku's the same, by the way, my favourite foundation, doesn't go dark enough. A friend of mine who has very pale Indian skin can't wear Suku. It's quite a common thing with Japanese brands and really annoying. So you can vote with your feet and wallet there. Burberry. Now, I have spoken about Burberry a bit in the past, but possibly not proportionally to how I feel about Burberry Beauty. I think Burberry Beauty is one of the most beautiful brands. The formulations are incredible. The packaging is lovely. Everything feels so gorgeous on the skin. They've got 2 new foundations, and you can sort of see from the packaging what they're getting at. There is a matte foundation, which is called Velvet. And then there's this sort of shiny lidded one, which is a sheer foundation. So you can kind of work it out just from looking at them. So the sheer foundation is exactly how it sounds. It's really sort of fine and soft and fresh looking, and maybe not something for a night out, but beautiful for daytime. I'm sort of running out of space here, but more than a tinted moisturiser, but less than a medium coverage foundation. And then they've got this one, the Velvet one, which is a proper foundation, something you would wear on a night out, something that's great on all skins. It doesn't shift. It's nice and matte, but without being dry looking. It looks great sort of as a base for other makeup. Other makeup seems to sit really beautifully on it. It's such a gorgeous, luxurious kind of formulation. I think I might be able to get away with this colour. Let's have a look. Well, it's a bit dark, but you can see just, I mean, it literally does go on like velvet, and it stays put brilliantly. And it smells like the interior of a very expensive handbag of Yunnan or something. It's just got that lovely kind of old-fashioned Parma Violet-y smell. I love it. It's a fab brand, Burberry. I can't rave about it enough. It's a very small brand. They don't have that many what we call SKUs. They don't have that many categories and products within, but the ones they do beautifully. Lipsticks are amazing, but anyway, maybe I'll talk about that another day. This is not a new foundation, but I want to highlight it to you because it's one of my all-time favourites. MAC Face and Body Foundation. It's just brilliant for if you're a bride and you want to make sure your neck and shoulders and face and everything are all the same colour. It's a great way of kind of matching up. It's what lots of celebrities use in photographs on their legs to make their the skin on their legs look really even, and you obviously can also use it on your face. You always see this in makeup artist kits. It's a real old favourite, but I wanted to mention it anyway because I love it so much. What else did I want to show you? Oh, Kevyn Aucoin. So Kevyn Aucoin is one of my all-time favourite makeup artists, definitely in my top 5. He's no longer with us, sadly, but he's an absolute legend in beauty. And before he died, he launched his own makeup range. And since his death, his estate has carried on with the makeup range and they haven't let down his name. This is a new foundation from them. It's the Liquid Air brush, and it's meant to do exactly that. It diffuses light. It's too pale for me, or I can't show you on my face, but it diffuses light, really brightening, a bit like that kind of touche éclat effect. Really, really brightening, comes in great colours, and it's got proper coverage. Kevyn Aucoin was not known for his nude look. He liked a proper face of makeup, and this foundation reflects it. It's available in Space NK. It was over here for a while, and then it went away, and now it's back, I'm excited to say. His mascara is amazing. Amazing as well. So if you ever check out Kevyn Aucoin, the mascara might be a nice investment. Stays on properly. You might find that you don't really need concealer after. It's a proper coverage, but again, really moist and natural looking, not old lady and cakey. Do I have anything else to show you? There are so many. Origins. Origins have completely relaunched their makeup, and it's quite exciting what they've done, I think, or quite clever what they've done. Origins makeup was around for a while and it went away. It wasn't great. It's now come back with a completely different ethos. Because Origins are known for their skincare, their new makeup, every item in their new makeup range has a skincare property in it. If it doesn't help your skin or treat your skin in some way, it doesn't get in. And this really boring tube actually, which I find really practical for chucking in my handbag. This Origins Plant Scription SPF 15 Anti-Aging Foundation. So it has the technology from the Plant Scription skincare range, which is extremely popular, in a foundation. And having not particularly liked Origins makeup first time around, I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it's great. It's such a lovely foundation, not stupid money either. I mean, look at the state of it. You can see how much I've used it. Lovely yellow colours, lovely creamy finish that's great on any skin, lovely yellow tone, smells amazing. And what I really noticed about this is I noticed that when I wore it on the weekend, when I was just kind of doing jeans and t-shirt makeup, it covered everything, but I didn't look overly made up, and my skin felt really nice all day and really comfortable. I didn't feel like I was wearing makeup. So if you're somebody where foundation just annoys you, you're really aware of it all the time, and this might be the one for you. There are so many foundations launching this season. Oh, Clarins have done an Ever Matte foundation for people with oily skin, or people who find that foundation just goes on the move. Clinique have done a new oil-free, long-lasting foundation that is absolutely brilliant. I had a reader say to me recently that not one foundation would stay on her, and she couldn't wear foundation because she was going through the menopause, and all her foundation just immediately went on the move because she was having hot flashes and she was sweating it off. I got her onto the new Clinique one, and the Stay Perfect one, and she said that it's changed her life. Her skin looks great all day long. It doesn't come off with anything except cleanser. So I really wanted to mention that. If that's a really big problem for you, get the new Clinique foundation. Brilliant big colour range as well, really good colour range. Clinique's very good at that. You know, they will cater for everybody, which is good. Is that it? Probably not, but there are just so many. I can't talk you through them all. But really, if you want to pop on comments, perhaps, there are just so many. If you want to say on comments what your skin type is, what your requirements is, I'll make sure I'm on comments, and I'll make sure that I'll tell you which one would be best for your skin. Because there are so many great ones, I want you to have the right one. So I'll make sure I'm there if you want to ask me any questions. And otherwise, I'll see you on my Facebook group, Sali Hughes Get the Look, and I can also answer questions on there. Brilliant, brilliant season for foundations. Brilliant. Look at me, I'm covered in lovely foundation, but it's all cracking. I didn't try any that I just thought were terrible. It was really hard to pick 6. My top pick would probably be Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat, but really the competition's stiff. It's fantastic. So I'll see you on comments, and you can let me know what you need there, and I will try to navigate through the maze. Okay, thanks, bye.